Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. So we've only got 12 characters remaining, so rather than use the game's random button and have to click a bunch, I'm just going to use a randomizer for the last 12 characters. I think this will be more fun than going through them in order. As you can see, we've got some pretty tough characters remaining, so let's see what we roll here, and we've got the Vampire. Okay, so Vampire, I'm going to remove this from the random wheel. Vampire, definitely an extremely challenging character. Let's go back to Brotato, and we will pick it. There's a lot of weapons available to this character, and many of them are quite poor for the Vampire, so there's definitely some really weak rolls that we can have here. We've got Stick, which is the weapon that I suggest using for the Vampire, so I am going to re-roll that. And we've got Sickle. Sickle, I think, should be a pretty fun one. It's also on theme for vampires, so let's jump in and see if we can make this work. Obviously, our super low damage and the fact that this weapon doesn't give us anything in the way of defensive stats is not going to help a ton. It also doesn't work super well with lifesteal because it attacks really slow, but I think we should be able to make this weapon work. It will help us fix this character's otherwise pretty abysmal economy because it's a support weapon, and it scales with a stat that we obviously want to increase anyways in the form of harvesting. Fortunately, vampires can't use consumable healing or regeneration. They have really low damage, but harvesting is one thing they can use, so we will be able to benefit from that. Let's roll here, and we'll take 5 harvesting. Perfect. And then we can roll again. I'll lock a Lost Duck. Increased luck is still good for this character. Even though we can't really use consumable heal, the vampire benefits from that a lot. And then we actually rolled into a fertilizer. So normally fertilizer is the only item that I suggest taking over a weapon in the first couple waves. Sometimes that's different if you're using a support weapon, because the sickle, of course, will give us additional harvesting just by finding more sickles. But in this case, we're going to take the fertilizer because boosting that just helps a ton for this character regardless. I could take lifesteal. We will need additional lifesteal off the butterfly, but I think I'm just going to roll and we'll lock another sickle. Weird Ghost is probably worth picking up for this character as well going into wave 3. It's just very efficient. So let's go to the next wave with our 18 harvesting. Weird Ghost is pretty nice for the vampire, although not as good as you might think because you don't heal very well on this character, and starting with low health can be dangerous, but on wave 3, I expect we can just avoid taking damage if we need to. And I get down to about half health here so that our weapons are actually killing stuff. 75 materials on wave 2. Awesome. That's obviously because we found that early fertilizer. Let's roll here. We're looking for harvesting, and we did manage to take 5 harvesting. Do I want a level 2 lifesteal upgrade? We'll need a lot of lifesteal to make this build work, but obviously harvesting is still really good, but I'll just take the level 2 upgrade. We're already at 24 harvesting. Take a sickle, we'll roll again, pick up another one, and roll. If I roll into another one on this reroll, we get to buy it, which is great. So we're up to 5 of our support weapons. So our support weapon tag almost fully online, and also have a fertilizer. Great start to this run. It is unbelievably hot here today, so I am just sitting in the dark in my office because I don't want to have lights on. But at least I've got a cold beer. But very vampiric. I could take some dodge, but I think let's just pick up harvesting. Dodge is good for the vampire. So obviously, this character struggles because your max HP modifiers are reduced by 25%, and you can't use normal methods of healing. So with melee weapons, the vampire can definitely struggle. Dodge does help us build defensive stats that aren't reliant on having high HP, but dodge does get better the more health you have, so it is a little weaker for this character. I think I'm just going to take the harvesting and increase our damage, and then here I'm going to take 10% attack speed. We'll buy both of these items going into wave 4 here, and then we will do a reroll I'll buy another Weird Ghost, so that's fine, and then another reroll. roll again. I'm really looking for more sickles. Corrupted Shard, I do want, so I want all of these items, because you can build melee damage. Obviously, you'd prefer to scale this weapon with harvesting, but you can build melee damage. But the question is, do I want to buy another sickle here? Or do I want to roll for another sickle here? Because if we get our harvesting, our full support weapon tag online, that matters a ton. I think I am just going to buy the Corrupted Shard, then I'll lock these 2 items. Actually, let's not lock Goat Skull. 3 melee damage is fine, but we're going to get base damage just from harvesting anyways. The Defective Steroids gives us max HP, which matters a lot more. And then I'm going to re-roll and hope I can find another Sickle, which we did. Scar, also excellent. Increasing our levels matters a ton for this character, of course, because it will allow us to much more easily gain HP, because we get free HP as we level up. Also, of course, it's the best source for additional HP is the high HP level ups, like the tier 3 and higher level ups. So even though we gain lifesteal and armor as we take damage on this character, you still definitely want to buy both lifesteal and armor. Otherwise, you're going to start falling really far behind in terms of healing. And you need high initial armor, because otherwise, with your low HP total, the amount that the first attack can do can put you dead to the second attack, even through a ton of armor. So you really need to have enough that doesn't happen. I'm taking the max health there because it's so important to get that, and it was a level 3 upgrade. We'll take a Sickle, Scar. I guess we can just buy all of these. That's great. Do a reroll here. Little muscly dude, this is exactly what we want, and then we'll do another reroll. I'll take a beanie as well, and then I can roll. I'm going to pass on baby elephants and stuff like that, because I really just want to upgrade my weapons here, so I'm just rolling to try to find those. I don't think we need random sources of damage, and our percent damage is always going to be low until we've taken hits, or unless I can find a bunch more percent damage. Because I bought the fertilizer wave 1, I keep feeling like I'm a wave behind where we're actually at. Like, this is wave 5, but because we've still just got 6 level 1 weapons, my brain has me thinking this is wave 4. So I do need to just be aware of that we're on wave 5. Usually you want to play around sort of 2/3 HP on this character. I'm just going to take 5 more harvesting. Any harvesting we can buy is so good, and then we'll take 6 speed as well. Great, really helpful to upgrade our sickles here, and we'll take a little muscly dude. A beanie I will also grab, going up to 14% move speed, and then acid we'll take, sickle we'll take. I'll do one more reroll, I think, because there's a bunch of good items that we would take if we found them, and so for 7, I think we can get away with that. Our economy should be pretty solid on this character, because we're a support weapon. That doesn't really struggle to kill stuff, because Sickle just does really good damage. But what will be difficult on this character is getting the defensive stats that we need. So I really want to make sure that I'm using my high economy. That means spending stuff on rerolls that we wouldn't usually do on other characters, just to make sure that we're maximizing our chances of finding health and armor. And also non-regen sources of healing. Lifesteal is fine, but we're not going to attack fast enough to make great use of it, and we're a melee character, which just makes relying on lifesteal somewhat iffy in the first place. So I would much rather find things like Cute Monkey that can heal us. I will take 8% damage here. Getting our percent damage back to base means less time that we have to invest in we don't have to take as much damage before we actually can kill enemies. And then I'm going to take 3 armor. You always want to have high initial armor on this character. Buy some more max HP and roll. We'll take a coupon. Do I want the recycling machine or the sickle for the next wave? I think I will buy the sickle. I think that will matter more than the recycling machine on average. And then really great shop here. Let's just take the corrupted shard, and then we'll lock these 2 other items as well. Go to wave 7. So I want to lower my HP. If I get my HP low, I can kill the big slashers, because our damage is actually really solid when my health is low. So we can get a little extra money that way. Want to make sure to kill the healers, though, because the Sickle does extra damage to low health enemies, so we want to make sure their health is not being increased. Two of the 4 slashers that we've killed so far did not drop materials. That's like a 10% chance for each of them not to drop materials, so feeling a little hard done by there. Didn't manage to kill that cursed one, but that's okay. I'll take the injection here. Yes, losing the max HP really is bad, but getting our percent damage higher before we have to tank damage matters a lot. And then I think we can start building dodge. Our max HP is at 36, which isn't obviously great, but is high enough to support building dodge, and that could be another way that we increase the survivability of this character. We'll buy all of these glasses with a free reroll. How much do I care about the range? I've actually reduced my range a lot. I think we still don't care about them, though. We will take a bag, and we'll take a whetstone, boxing glove. I don't really care about knockback at all, so let's roll past that. Take another tree here, and a bat I will lock. Alien Baby. This is a ton of max HP for this character, which is great. 10% increased enemy health is risky, especially because we have a bunch of elites. My damage against elites is probably not great. Think I'm going to roll past that, though. The vampire really wants to kill elites because your healing is not reliable at all. So increasing enemy health makes that harder. Alright, starting to take a lot of hits here. I need to back off. Try to get some lifesteal. And this is why relying on lifesteal as a melee character can be a struggle, and why one of the reasons I wanted to prioritize speed so heavily is to make it a little easier to get lifesteal when we need it. The nice thing about playing the vampire is we benefit from being at low health, so if I mess up my movement and take a hit I didn't mean to, I can just always pretend that I intended to just lower my health on purpose for more damage. Pretty bad wave, but we have really good harvesting, so that helped. I'll take the treasure map here, and then do I want just more lifesteal to try to stay at full health? I could take additional range, so range actually would have been pretty useful in that last wave, and maybe going into the elite fight, we actually want range on this character. Buying range, usually a problem, but for this character that is forced to use, because usually it doesn't do anything, but for this character specifically, because we're forced to use lifesteal and a melee weapon, I think I will take the 45 range upgrade. Very unusual pick for me, of course, but for this specific character, I think it makes sense, and maybe I should have bought the glasses earlier because of that same reasoning. So just trying to make sure that I can constantly lifesteal, the range helps out with that. Claw Tree, I think we can pass on. Boxing Glove, we can pass on. I will take another coupon, that's great. And then we'll take a defective steroids. I'll lock a butterfly. I'll do a reroll here. I'll take a ritual as well. Boosting my damage and lifesteal matters a lot. It's too late for a piggy bank to be good, so we're not going to take that. Yeah, I think because we are an incredibly short-ranged weapon forced to use lifesteal, it actually does make sense to buy range on on this specific setup. Because it's sort of like a healing stat for us. Obviously, that wouldn't be the case if we had found like a tentacle or a cute monkey or some other more reliable way to heal, then we probably wouldn't be doing that. But given the exact scenario that we're in, we can benefit from it. So, range lovers in the comments, now is your time to shine. Definitely taking another treasure map. That's awesome. And then here, do I take dodge or max HP? I think I will start by building dodge here. And then let's take 12% damage. Getting my percent damage back to 0 would be really nice if I can do that before fighting the elite, because then I think we have a decent chance of killing it. Roll here and roll again. Really happy to upgrade my weapons. That's something we've definitely been missing. The damage scaling increases as you level this weapon, so the damage goes up by a ton. Roll again. I'll take a black belt as well. Increased XP gain, still pretty relevant at this point. Blood Leech, we do want more lifesteal, but Blood Leech is a very inefficient way to buy it and costs us harvesting. I have reduced my harvesting with the bat, by the way, but I think the lifesteal was still worth it. I'll take a baby gecko. This will work really well with Cute Monkey if we find such a thing. And then we'll roll again, and I guess we'll take another black belt. Losing all that luck is bad, but it's not as bad for this character as for other characters because we can't use consumable heal, so we're not as reliant on luck, or we don't get as much benefit from luck as other characters do. It does make the treasure maps that we have a lot worse, and I think we have a bag as well. So I'd like to fix that, but the XP gain is really solid. Really need some more attack speed. You can see, again, relying on lifesteal with this slow attacking, short-ranged melee weapon, it is not a good time. Although 2 loot aliens definitely help there. Not in terms of healing, but just help make us a lot stronger. Okay, so I need some way to kill the elite. -2 harvesting for +2 melee damage. I guess that's worth it. It's pretty weak on this character. I'll definitely take a lure for additional loot alien kills. We'll recycle the toxic sludge. Ice cube, I have no way to do elemental damage right now. It would be a pretty solid item for us if we could trigger it, but we can't, so we're just going to recycle it. We'll take 12% damage here, and then 12 max HP, which becomes 9 max HP, but 9 max HP, that puts us in such a better spot for fighting the elite. In a roll here, I'll take the Lost Duck, I'll take the head injury as well. Almost up to 0% damage, which is perfect. Another leather vest I would take. Do I want another lure for this wave? Probably. I think we will just kill the loot aliens. I don't think it'll really impact our ability to fight the elite. Do I want more lifesteal? Do I want to build a sickle? Do I want to pick up the curse here? +2 curse is pretty nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our weapon. And then I will lock the bat, and we'll lock the snake, because I do still want to buy curse when I see it, even though this doesn't do anything for us. No, I probably shouldn't, because it cost me max HP, and going to 4 curse probably will not impact our ability to find cursed items that heavily. I'm going to take a hit here, and then it looks like we have managed to build enough damage that we can kill the elite pretty quickly, which is exactly what I was hoping for. As its HP gets reduced as well, the sickles will start hitting it harder. And we got that one. Need to find where that other loot alien went to and take that out as well. Then we get the other one. And the last one went up here. So obviously an awesome wave for us. Once you get a decent amount of armor and get your damage to normal, and if you find another good way to heal, then the vampire just has really high upsides, because it sort of heals for free as you lose health, thanks to the bonus lifesteal, and you're much less likely to just get 2-tapped. The problem is getting to that point, but now that our weapon has gotten us pretty strong, I think we're in quite good shape in this run. I'm going to recycle the dynamite here. I'll take another gecko. Pearl, we have 0 luck currently. But if I take the pearl, this is 4 3% chances to find another one. I will buy more luck. 73 is really expensive. This is very on the edge, whether we take this or not. I think I will take it, because I have a decent amount of materials. Any luck that I find is very valuable, and of course there's a chance we're immediately opening a bunch of boxes, so there's a chance we find another one, which would make luck a really good stat for us. Focus, amazing. Very happy to find that. Another lure. I mean, if we keep finding these lures, then we're in great shape. I'll take a bait as well, and a shady potion. That goes well with the pearl. Black belt. At this point, I think I'm going to recycle. We have a pearl, so losing luck is bad, and our XP gain is really high already, so I don't think we really need to increase it. I'll take a treasure map here as well. And then I think, again, we're going to take a 45 range upgrade for the same reason we did last time, and then 10% attack speed. I don't need the range as much now, but getting to plus 100 range does make it a little more comfortable to lifesteal on this character. So we're going to do that. We'll buy all of these. We will roll here. Tapping my move speed at 17, I don't care. I don't care about. 17 is fine. Medical turret's a great way to heal also, so we're definitely buying that. On the other hand, I don't really need any more range. We got plus 85, which is plenty to be able to lifesteal safely, and the regen doesn't do anything. The engineering will make the medical turret heal for 3 instead of 2, or I could just buy the pencil if I want that, or just find engineering sort of incidentally. I think I'm gonna buy the pencil here. Getting my engineering back to 0 makes the medical turret heal for 3, which matters a lot in terms of how useful it is. So I am gonna pick that up. It's fairly expensive, but you can think of it as just an increase to the cost of the pencil there. Now I'm definitely taking another pearl, and we'll take a Cyclops worm and a duct tape as well. Have positive engineering, so I can take things that decrease it. I think we'll pass on alien baby again. So I would say now we're in great shape. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have taken that last range upgrade. I just was getting kind of clever there. One of the temptations in games like this, of course, is just to get too clever. Just to think of a neat strategy that applies in this spot and then do it whether it's good or not. Because it's novel. The temptation to make cute plays is always there, but it is something that you have to resist if you want to play optimally. Get that tree kill. And we're making very good money thanks to our high harvesting. I'll take a tentacle for sure. This way, if I find a bunch of crit chance, we have another very reliable way to heal. Or a very reliable way to heal. Another pearl, great. We're starting to actually build a decent number of these because we found one for free in a box, which is awesome. Here I'm going to take 15 attack speed. I could take 15 luck as well, but attack speed I think matters more than other stats for us right now. We'll take a coupon and a ritual. I'm going to pass on the terrified onion. My move speed is fine. I don't want to reduce my luck. Another sickle, of course, we will take. We'll take a corrupted shard. I could take peaceful bee also. It increases the damage of our sickles, so it's a pretty good item from that sense. And the dodge will be relevant if I end up building a lot of dodge. I'll take a spicy sauce too. You still just want to buy as much in the way of HP as you can find on this character. We'll take a peaceful bee. Spyglass, I'm not going to buy. Decomposing flesh. So this is a funny item for a vampire. Vampire usually does not want to buy decomposing flesh, even though it's the item that this character unlocks, because max HP is usually the main struggle for this character. Now, it's a little bit better for us here because we've already got 52 max HP, but we also already have 20 lifesteal, so I still don't think we want decomposing flesh. But Vampire is one of the few cases where the item that character unlocks is not very good for the character. I actually think that's a real problem with Vampire's design in general, is that its most thematic weapon, Sharptooth, is pretty bad for Vampire, and its most, the item it unlocks is also pretty bad for this character. And I think a problem in general with this character is that the best way to play it is to ignore its downside entirely. Or to ignore its unique mechanics entirely and just play like submachine gun and just build extra % damage, but not have to build any healing, because the healing comes baked in. And you end up just basically playing a generic character with no abilities that just has to spend the money you would have spent on lifesteal on % damage instead. I'm going to take 15 luck here. I will take 6 max HP as well. Take a Peaceful Bee. I'm going to reroll past all this nonsense. We'll take a Sickle. I can take the Mastery. The 80% damage scaling on melee damage is still fine. And our base damage is somewhat low, so I think I will take that. We're also not going to kill enemies that quickly, so I'll take the Wisdom as well, because we're not bursting down elites. Although, of course, we're immediately punished for that by getting a Silver Bullet, which makes Wisdom a lot worse. Wisdom makes it harder to kill elites quickly, but easier if you're not going to be able to do that. But Silver Bullet sort of offsets that, so the Wisdom ends up not being great here. I'm taking the Feather, of course, because we're building dodge. The more dodge you have, the better, so even 3% dodge is valuable. Go ahead and kill these eggs. I don't want too many of the slashers spawning while I'm trying to kill the stupid elite. And while we're waiting for our Wisdom to tick anyways, I might as well clear some of the summons. Trying not to let too many goobers build up. Again, we're wholly reliant on lifesteal on this character, so ranged enemies are our bane, because we can't always reliably be hitting them whenever they hit us, because they're shooting at us. So, Wave 14, always dangerous. Wave 14, Elite, super dangerous. Fortunately for us, I think we have made it through. Oh, got that loot alien kill right at the end there too, which is really nice. Octopus, we can't use the regen, and it does hurt my tentacle, but the max HP is still so good, I'm going to take it. Weird Ghost, at this point, I'm going to recycle. Obviously, I really want max HP, but 68 is plenty, and I don't want to just get one-tapped, and our healing, of course, very poor because it's fully reliant on lifesteal. We're going to take 9 dodge here, then we're going to buy all of these items and do a reroll. Nail, so if I buy this, we get +2 damage on all of our weapons, which is fine. And it does bring my medical turret back to healing for 3. Or I could just buy the metal detector, though losing % damage is fairly bad. Gonna have a sip of beer and think about it. We do also have triple pearl, so the metal detector luck is good. So I think we'll take that. That gets our medical turret back to positive. Buying nail is basically like buying 2 melee damage, so for 144 I don't think that's worth it, but I will buy the butterfly. We'll do a reroll here. I'll definitely take more harvesting, and we'll take another butterfly as well. So basically our goal for this character was just to get our economy to the point where we could spend all of our money on defensive stats and kind of let the offense take care of itself, because, other than buying some % damage, because it's going to scale off our harvesting, which is going to be constantly scaling by itself. So we were able to do that, and now we can focus entirely on just making our character more survivable, because Vampire can't heal easily. That's always going to be the main challenge. So I definitely would like some more crit chance to make our tentacle a better source of healing. I would like something like a... really anything that heals. Cute Monkey I've mentioned a few times. That's probably the best item on Vampire. I will keep reducing crit chance, though, because these stats are still so good. Okay, we did get a Cute Monkey. That's amazing. I will take 5 harvesting, I think, just for more damage, and then we'll take a fertilizer and a butterfly. Claw Tree, now I can buy this because I do want to get my crit chance back to positive if possible. We'll take a coupon. Alien Tongue I don't care about. We don't need pickup radius. Decomposing Flesh at this point I don't think we want. Thin. I do want lifesteal, but I don't want to reduce my luck, so we're going to pass on that. Stone Skin, though, I will take. Max HP, still nice even at this point. We'll take a butterfly, and then we'll go to wave 16. So now I'm at 80 HP, and I don't really need to worry about HP anymore, which is great. Obviously, with a character with a max HP penalty, getting to the point where you don't need to buy more health takes a huge penalty off your economy. It just takes a huge burden off of your shopping. It's like when your kid goes to college. That's grocery shopping specifically, because obviously that keeps a burden on your economy. Oh, can we get it? Nice! I got that loot alien kill right before the end. -2 harvesting, +2 melee damage. I think this is still fine. It's very close. I'd have to do the math more carefully there, because obviously that's damage positive currently, because it's +2 melee damage at 80% scaling, -2 harvesting at 25%, but then the harvesting has harvesting growth, so it ends up, and you make money off of that as well, so it ends up being closer than it looks. We've already healed for 22 off Cute Monkey in one wave alone. Having another one is great. I will, of course, take Alien Worm. This is just max HP. The regen is useless. Consumable healing, of course, useless to this character as well. 12 dodge, awesome. Really happy to see this, getting to 51 dodge. I've got highly negative knockback, so I can't really buy coil. Spicy sauce, I don't think we need this. The damage is kind of irrelevant, and the HP we just don't need at this point. Glass cannon. I will take this just to be able to kill elites a little faster, and then we're going to roll here. Baby elephant. I do have 40 luck. Let's take the baby elephant, and then I'll roll. Okay, crown we're very happy with, and an upgraded sickle we're very happy with as well. Even at this late point, any harvesting we get increases our damage. So while the crown isn't good from an economy standpoint, it's really good just from a killing things perspective. And of course, you can't be the king of Brotato without it. So, to be a vampire king requires a crown doubly so. Making sure to kill the buffer aliens as much as I can, because our damage is good, but it's still not to the point where we can easily clear like a buffed cursed ribcage without taking hits. And at this point, we're very, very strong, but we do still have the problem of our healing being somewhat unreliable, so I still don't want to take a ton of damage. Grind's Magical Leaf, we get basically 2% lifesteal and 6 HP from this, which then gets reduced to 4.5 HP. Is that worth 150? Probably. It's very close, but I think it is worth it. Black Flag, this will probably pay off in the last 2 waves, so we're going to go ahead and pick that up. More enemies on the field means more lifesteal as well. We'll take another Pearl, and Coffee, amazing. Ice Cube, we still have no way to deal elemental damage, so we're recycling it, and another free Pearl is awesome. Here, I could take 6 dodge, I could take 10 harvesting, I could take 5 crit chance, though it looks like we probably won't get enough crit chance to make the tentacle good. I think getting to dodge cap matters more than any of this other stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy the dodge here. We'll take the goldfish just for fun. Not a good pick, but it is a fun pick. Hunting trophy doesn't do anything. How likely am I to get 3 or so levels? I think the barnacle will pay off, because it will probably give me 3 levels. We'll take the clover. Still at negative crit chance, though I could have bought a bunch of crit synergy items in the last shop. Spyglass is interesting, so I'm going to operate on the theory that Spyglass is good if and only if you buy it in the last 4 waves, and I'm going to try the Spyglass here, and we'll see how many materials it saves us next wave. I don't think this will pay off, but I'm just very curious about how much we'll get in return for the 78 that we spent on it. Got the coupon. I can buy another Spyglass, so you know what? Let's do that, and we'll lock a banner and then do a reroll here. And we won't reroll any of those. So far we've saved 25 on the 140 that we've spent. We'll see what we save next wave. I think if we'd gotten these one wave earlier, maybe they'd be good. This is me not practicing what I preach and falling for the temptation of making cute plays over good plays. By the way. But at this point, we're strong enough that we can get away with doing kind of whatever. And I'm curious about how much we make off the spyglasses there. We're also a pretty high economy character right now because we've got really high harvesting and we're pretty decent at killing stuff. We've got black flag, so we're going to save some money on rerolls here. We're already over dodge cap, so unfortunately that doesn't matter. I'm going to reroll. I'll take 13 harvesting just for more damage. Here we will take a banner for sure. Scarf I don't really need. Speed and melee damage are fine, but we don't benefit from the regen. Fin, I think we're going to pass on as well, so let's reroll here. We'll reroll again. All right, Spyglass, given that we got a couple of really bad chops in a row, Spyglass also doing some stuff. We'll take a propeller hat. We'll roll here. Spicy sauce, I still don't need. Insanity, I could get to positive crit chance, but again, I just don't think that's really worth the effort at this point. I'll definitely take a whetstone. Engineering, scaling, we still don't want. Let's roll past that. We'll take a bat here just for even more lifesteal. And then I'll roll again. We'll lock a leather vest for 2 more armor, because my armor's still really low. And we'll take a mammoth as well. 20 melee damage, even at 80% scaling, is still really solid. I do think this is the case where Spyglass is good, though, is we found 2 of them, which means that you're more likely to use the discount, just because you're more likely to be able to push reroll when you have 2 Spyglasses. So you'll get more money out of each of them. And we found them in the last few waves. 1 wave earlier would have been better, but all of the savings from Spyglass come in the last couple waves anyways. So I have actually found that buying them near the end of a run, despite being an economy item, is better than buying them at the beginning of a run. Because you don't get any value at the beginning of a run, and you've spent a very high percentage of your total materials up to that point on a Spyglass. So it can be much better to buy them at the end of a run. I will take the knot here. No, I'm going to recycle this. I still just really dislike this item. It is correct to take it there, but I just really strongly dislike knot. And do I just want 1 armor? I do have a barnacle, so I should reroll here. I'll take 20 luck, and I'm going to roll again, and we'll take 20 attack speed. So we'll take the leather vest and the mammoth. I'll keep finding insanity and pile of books, just both in the same shop. 9% damage off the pearl seems pretty good, so we'll take that. Dangerous bunny won't pay for itself and doesn't scale with the spyglasses as well. I'll take the fertilizer here, and then we'll do a reroll. Bag, obviously, we don't want going into the last wave. We'll take a sickle. We'll roll again. Bean teacher, we don't want. We'll roll again. We'll take a sickle. Okay, so these spyglasses actually were good. Not amazing, but good. And if we gotten the 1 wave earlier, because this is such a high economy run, I think they'd actually have been very good. A mouse I'd have been very happy to get earlier, of course, but we can't afford that, so now we're just re-rolling for fun. Any future Spyglass discounts don't matter. And let's go to wave 20. So yeah, so we spent about 140 on them, and then got back about 240. So it didn't double its money, which is what I usually want out of a pure economy item, but it was close enough for the spyglasses, I think, to be worth buying there, which is an interesting result, buying them on wave 18. Alright, so that's the Vampire. Definitely a challenging character, but Sickle, an amazing weapon. So really happy to have rolled that, and another really tough character out of the way. We got some really strong early economy items and a lot of early HP as well, with these weird ghosts and muscly dude and the acid, so that really helped our character. 1,200 materials saved off coupons. 339 from recycling machine, 360 from bag, 12 items from treasure maps, 3 lures as well, tons of lifesteal also, and we ended up at dodge cap and with 10 armor, a little low on the armor but still pretty good. 6 pearls were really nice. Each of these is worth 9 damage, so we ended up at 100% damage before taking any hits. And then the medical turret healed for 183, which is great. The tentacle only healed for 14 because I ended up reducing my crit chance with the octopus, but the octopus was still good to take. Double cute monkey right near the end of the wave, or end of the run, still healed for 200. This item is absurd for the vampire and a really, really high pick. It's one of the best ways to heal that doesn't involve regeneration if you're a melee build on the vampire, so really nice to find those. 1,200 damage off Baby Elephant, mostly didn't do anything. The crown was nice just for damage. The Black Flag only gave us 96 materials, but just 10% extra enemies is worth a lot more than that. We got 3 levels with Barnacle, so it basically was good enough. And the Spyglasses, we already talked about. 346, but that's kind of a fake number. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this run with the Vampire, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.